What's up, everybody? Hello, happy Wednesday. It's time. It is time for another episode of What Would Cynthia Do? Thank you for joining us. And wow, has a lot changed since last week, since we last saw each other, as it were. I don't know about you, but it's going to be an interesting how are we doing segment to the show in a minute. And our topic today, of course, I should let you know, is going to be oh, you totally can't hear that. All right, never mind. It's going to be business startup, how to go from employee to entrepreneur or employee to business owner. So let me know if you're here in the chat. It would be great to see you all, as it were. Send up some hearts or likes or whatever if you're here. I am a little low energy today just from like fucking everything. So yeah, let's see though. Let's see who we got here. And those of you who have tuned into the show before know that this is how we do intros. Your names and pronouns, please, what you do, and an ask and an offer. I'll start naturally. I'm Cynthia Pong, feminist career strategist. Pronouns are she and her. And one ask and offer that I want to share with you all is, as Lakimja, if Lakimja is going to be here today, well knows, and those of you who were here last week, you know already, tomorrow, I am giving away 5 copies of my book. What would Cynthia do? Actually, no, that's the show. My book is called Don't Stay in Your Lane. Well, that was embarrassing. I'm giving away 5 copies of Don't Stay in Your Lane, the career change guide for women of color. It's an awesome book. It's super interactive, lots of space for you to intentionally think about your career, even if you are not looking at a career change imminently. Also does have to do a lot with today's topic of business startup, because we're going to be talking about a bit of my own journey, which is the memoir aspect of my book too. So you can learn about there. Boy, are my thoughts discombobulated today. So give me a shout if you're here in the live. Would love to know who is here today. Carla hopefully is usually here, or tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, that is my ask and offer. Join me on Instagram. All right, tomorrow, Thursday, the 14th of January at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you'll have a chance to win 5 chances to win a copy of my book. The giveaway is generously sponsored by my colleague and friend, Nikki Thomas, who you all should follow on LinkedIn as well. The only rules of the giveaway are, hey, Carla, hello. Only rules of the giveaway are 1, show up to the live on Instagram, and 2, be following both me and Nikki on Instagram. So the best thing to do is just follow us now. Then you'll get the notifications for the live tomorrow at 7, be able to join and say you want to win. And my handle on Instagram is Embrace Change NYC. Nikki's handle on there is Nikki T NYC. Nikki T for Thomas NYC. Okay, so thank you, Carla, for introing yourself. Keep those going. I'm going to move right ahead to how are we doing? Wow. Okay, it's been a real week. And I feel like I've talked to people all the way from one end of the spectrum of being like completely rattled by what happened pretty much like either as we were together or like right after last week during the show. I know like I was in back-to-back meetings and I didn't check any of my feeds or whatnot until like 6 or 7 at night. And it was just one of those moments like record scratch, like what the fuck? Not that the insurrection in coup was at all like, I mean, it wasn't necessarily like surprising, but it was still kind of like shocking still, you know. Hey, Montecille, it's great to see you. I hope you've been well and, you know, Happy New Year and all those things. Hi, Michael. I'm glad you are fantastic. I was telling folks earlier that feeling a little low energy. So, but it's always actually really great to spend time with you all night. I had a suspicion that my energy would like amp back up as I spent time with you. So thanks for coming and sharing your energy. Yeah, so come to the giveaway. That's my check-in. How are we doing? Yeah, my 2 words would be low energy. But also, you know, like continuing to do what I need to do, you know? And I was saying, I think my thoughts on here are like a little all over the place today, but I've talked to people who are all the way from one end of the spectrum of being like really rattled and shook by what happened last Wednesday. And also like not to gloss over the fact that in Kenosha, they decided like not to charge anybody with respect to the shooting and resulting paralysis of Jacob Blake. So that is also a huge blow and like huge injustice that we're still dealing with. People all the way on the side of the spectrum to like people I've talked to, a colleague who was like, I'm not letting world events steal my energy. And I was like, that's amazing and admirable. Can't say I'm really there yet. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle or like waffling back and forth, but you know, we are all kind of dealing how we can. Carla, I'm glad you're feeling good generally. No special words. Great. Those are still special words, I would say. And oh, cool. I didn't realize, Michael, that you're in Akron, Ohio. And yes, therapy. That's always helpful, I think, for us to take care of ourselves. Let's shoot up some hearts or claps for therapy in there. Okay, so keep on with your check-ins of how you are doing. I want to hop right into our topic of the week on What Would Cynthia Do, which is how to go from employee to entrepreneur. So this was a topic that was voted on a couple times in the past. I know Tamora had requested it, also Natalie Carew, and then some folks like at the end of December when I asked you all to like vote on a bunch of different topics. This one got a couple of votes. So we're going to be talking about some important things that I think that everyone who wants to start a business needs to be preparing and like thinking about ahead of time, like pre-launch. Hey, Prev. Good morning, California. You're not alone. Vansiel is also in California. So big up to the West Coast, as well as Michael in the Midwest. Got representation all over today. Yeah, so these are things that are important for people who are pre-launch, also early stage entrepreneurs. And if you've been in business whether it's as a side hustle or full-time for like a year-ish, and you're still not seeing those like revenue goals that you want, you know, this stuff will be important to revisit and make sure you're crystal clear on, because they're the keys to kind of like, you know, having a successful business, gaining traction and all that. And yay, Prep Therapy yesterday. Can I play you an air horn? Oh God, it's so low, my volume. Let's try it again. Yes, that's for therapy. Okay, so keep dropping your thoughts in the chat. And for anyone who is like employed and has no intention of starting a business or, you know, monetizing any creative work, tell me in the chat too, because like I'm gonna explain why this is also relevant to you all. Yeah, so I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that as I set up a few more things too. Okay, so maybe actually everybody is interested in starting or growing their business, having an entrepreneurial component or mindset to their work, which I think is amazing. So this is what I'm going to show you all. All right, some of you might have this already, but I'm going to go through with you today. Let me show you the actual thing. Here's my, also you might have caught that. That is definitely a picture of me after Tap Dance show in the past. And you're welcome. There you get a little glimpse into my, my extracurricular life. Anyway, we're going to work off of this document, which is my Even Leaner Business Canvas, based on a Lean Business Canvas, which you may be familiar with before. And you may already have a copy of this, but if you don't, you can get it from my site. If you go to, just go to embracechange.nyc here, and then go to the resources tab, and then scroll down, you can download it right here. You can also download any of these other things too, but this is the one we're going to be working off of today, is my COVID-19 career guide for women of color entrepreneurs. Okay, so let me go back to this document. You'll then get this whole download, which is 18 pages, but right now we're going to focus on this, because this is the key to making sure you can make that smooth transition from being an an employee to an entrepreneur. So this applies for people who want to go into running their business full-time, also people who want to do a side hustle, also people who want to monetize creative work, So for example, let me hop back in the chat for 1 second. So like Prev, right? Maybe you want to turn your yoga practice or meditation into something that can support you financially, right? So this could be things that you think about with respect to that, even if you have no intention of like full-time turning into a business. Somebody says, friends say I should start my own business, but not sure what I'm good to base a business on. Okay, so this is a really interesting pre-question to give a thought to. And we are going to talk about like, if you want to start a business, you should probably know what it is you're going to offer. What is your service going to be? What's your product going to be? Because those are, key components. And then you kind of like, once you have an idea you can run with, then you try that out. And then you see if it has traction or not, right? And if not, that's cool. You learned that doesn't work. Then you can iterate and sort of adjust and pivot from there. Like I had to pivot my business 2 to 3 times, depending on how you look at it, right? Because the first 1.0 wasn't working, couldn't get traction, couldn't make money that way. Gave it some time, gave it a real effort. It wasn't working out. Things that I talk about, by the way, in my book, Don't Stay in Your Lane, which you can win a copy of tomorrow on Instagram at 7 p.m. in my Instagram live. So we'll talk about this, but to this person, if you're not sure, I would ask those friends, oh, what do they think you would be good at? Actually, something I write about in my book is how early on, when I was still in law school, in fact, and only wanted to be a public defender, one of my friends said to me, you'd be really good at running a business. You're so like detail oriented. And so at the time I was like, whatever, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. No interest in being an entrepreneur. But lo and behold, my friend Connie was right on the money. So I would ask your friends. They know you well. Other people can often be a really good reflection, like a really good mirror for us when we can't see these things. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to, the other thing is very important. If you are transitioning from being full-time to starting your own business, of course, the finances, right? That's what is the block for most of my clients and most women of color, right? We are hustling. We need to pay bills. We're supporting our families, multiple families, like multi-generational a lot of times. So you need to make sure that to make that transition smooth, that you've saved up like enough money, or you have other sources of money. Like you can get some kind of grant or business loan to start launching your business. I actually was just in this crowdfunding program that I'm doing with I Fund Women of Color this morning. And the instructor, the program manager of this program that I got into, which is called Dreams to Reality or whatever, was saying how there's different kinds of crowdfunding campaigns you can run. And one of them can be like, here's my idea for a business. I want to launch it, but I need funds. So here, put your money where your mouth is. You say you support women of color entrepreneurs. Okay, here's your chance, donate to this crowdfunding campaign. So you can use that too as a way to smooth your transition from having a salary to being your own boss. Okay, and here's the other little tidbit I'll drop from the crowdfunding course this morning was they're like, try something out. We're big fans of failing fast and failing cheap. And I really liked that. I thought that made a lot of sense. And I think it goes against a lot of our kind of gut feelings as people of color, as women of color, as women, because we don't want to, like, there's things that are holding us back and like ways we've been socialized where we don't really necessarily want to take on that risk. But if you can, it's a really great trait to have to be an entrepreneur. Just try to fail fast and cheap. All right. Also, as always, like, drop your questions and comments in the chat. Like, happy to do a little pop-up coaching when I come back from sharing my screen in a second. So please keep doing that. Okay. So we're going to talk about these basics here. All right. And for that person, who's still deciding like what your product or your service is, like, that's okay. Like, you could write down a couple of different things. And, as I was prepping for this, I was thinking, like, we can't go through this whole Even Leaner Business Canvas today, but like, if you've downloaded it, cool. You can kind of play along and fill in on your own, or you could download it after from my website, embracechange.nyc. But I'm going to use myself as an example because that's super easy. But like whoever wants to volunteer and like have us work through this together afterwards, like we should have time for that too. So let me know in the chat. But for most people that I work with, and for this course that I taught in September, which was called Start Your Online Business, what your product or service is usually pretty set by then. Like people generally come in, they're like, I want to do this. And it's okay if you don't, but like they usually know this or have some idea of like what I could offer, right? For me, it's feminist career strategy and coaching. And you could say that's like, takes a few forms for me, but granted, I've been in business now for like 5 years, but like 4 years doing this. So it has taken me time to get here, right? So at the very beginning, it was only individual career coaching sessions. And hopefully y'all can see this. Let me make it a little bit bigger just in case. Okay, I hope that is big enough. Whoop. All right. So that was what all I offered at the beginning, but now of course I have like additional services. And so those are like talks, workshops, courses, my book, and, just also like free resources and like community engagement and support through my like various social media channels. That's like not a revenue generating one, but like it is sort of part of what I offer, So I'm going to focus though for our purposes on this section, these 4 things here, like this U, as it were, this U-shaped area, because I think this is where a lot of businesses struggle. We're not necessarily super clear on these 4 things, and that's what makes it difficult to then know where to spend our time, where to be present so that our clients and customers can find us, where to invest our time and our resources, like budgetary things. And so like a lot of women of color entrepreneurs end up like spinning their wheels because they're spending all their time doing like X, but they're not even clear on these foundational things. So it just kind of ends up being like too much spaghetti against the wall and kind of a mess. All right, so you want to know who is your ideal customer, right? Or client. And it can't just be like whoever will pay. I know it's tempting to say that, but that's not nearly specific enough because it's like, how are you going to find all those people? Like that's way too broad. And I'm a big fan of niching down. So and I said I would do this for myself. So like my ideal client or customer is mid-career woman of color, who has ambitious career goals and or non-traditional career trajectory path. And if you want to get even more specific, like, yeah, they'll also invest in their own professional development. And anything else? A lot of times my clients have like a social justice mission or like component to their work too. So like, values aligned. Values aligned with me. So like this is clearly a few levels deeper than simply like whoever will pay me for the career strategy that I'm offering, So then I'm gonna take you over here first. You got to be clear on what problem your product or service solves, right? Because if you're not hitting a pain point, if there is no problem that you're solving for people, then like, why would anyone pay, right? Why would somebody hire you? Why would they buy your product? And if any of you watch Shark Tank and stuff, I know it's like such an uber capitalistic show and it can be like, I don't know, I used to feel triggered by that show, but like now I watch it to like see how people negotiate and learn about different kinds of like entrepreneurial ventures and stuff. And like, you get a much better sense of like what's going to fly, what's going to get funded versus what isn't. So I think that part is like super interesting. But anyway, if you want to get into the crux of it, this is the why, even though it's phrased as a what. So for me, the problem that it solves for people is like, my clients feel stuck, lost, overwhelmed, stressed out, held back in their careers. They want help navigating challenging situations like white supremacy culture at work, breaking into a business market, building their thought leadership. So these are all kind of like sub problems, and you can see like really specific, right, for this more general thing, which you've seen here how like I'm tapping into the emotions of what drives a client to seek me out. Is they're feeling these things. And why am I prioritizing emotions? Because emotions emotions drive our decision making. Emotions decide what we do or what we don't do, right? Like think about what you feel motivated to put your time into and what maybe you procrastinate. All that, like the reasons for that are based in your emotions, how you feel about something. Like I'm currently procrastinating applying for this particular grant for this pitch competition. And the reason is because I am like emotionally not feeling it, right? Like I do feel these things, stuck, lost, overwhelmed, stressed out, confused about the whole application. And that's why I'm not doing it, even though I know I should be rationally, right? Okay. So let me just pop back in the chat and make sure I haven't lost anybody. How are you all feeling? Let's see. Are we okay? Yes, Carl, failing fast and cheap. Love it. I know. I'm going to keep thinking about that one. It's a good gem. Are you all okay? Prev, are you with us? Michael, are you okay? Questions, thoughts so far? Is this not helpful? Helpful? Oh, I love that too. Book recs. Always love book recs. Failing forward. Actually, speaking of book recommendations, I just got this new book from a LinkedIn colleague or a social media colleague, Career Rehab by Kanika Tolver. So check this book out. I haven't yet been able to dig into it, but it looks awesome, and you can follow on here on LinkedIn. Okay, great. Thank you, Michael, for checking in and listening. Thank you, Fanny. I clicked on your comment forgetting that it would automatically share, but I love this. Thank you. That is really, really kind, and I love you. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen and going through the this even leaner business canvas. All right, so we've talked about what the product service is for me, who my ideal client or customer is, what problem it solves for people, and therefore why it's relevant, why people would pay and invest time and money in it. Okay, so how will people find me? So this is a tricky one, and I know a lot of people think like, okay, social media. Okay, yes, and I'm gonna say that it can be really hard sometimes to find your people on social media, and it can take time to really build up your presence and your leadership in order to have those people find you. So like for me, again, I would say actually one of the top ways people find me is word of mouth. I mean, 100,000%, that is the best way, I think, to grow a business that's like mine, because I find people who are values aligned with me. Like I work with one person and I'm like, hey, like if you tell your friends or anybody you know and they sign up for anything with me, I'll give you back a free session. That's literally how I build so much of my business. All right, real talk right here. In the beginning, I posted once on Facebook. So there's your social media, right? I got 4 interested people to sign up for a free session with me. 2 of them signed up for paid coaching, did another round of that, got 4 more people, another 2 of them. So you see my conversion rate there in the early days. 2 of them signed up for long-term coaching. One of the people from that first cohort of 4 that signed up, or really 2 who signed up for the paid sessions, ended up referring me 10 people over the course of our work together. That meant I gave her back 10 sessions, right? So that might feel like, oh, that's a lot of free sessions to give back to a person. But think about the lifetime value of those 10 clients that client then referred me, right? That's kind of like exponential growth. I mean, maybe not exactly mathematically, but it was worth so much more to me. And it made giving back those 10 sessions like such a no-brainer in retrospect, because I grew my business tenfold, right? Just like that. So word of mouth was huge. And obviously, like, start where you are with the people who know you, and tell them about what you're offering. You can always do the thing that's like a sideways ask, like, hey, I'm offering this thing. Do you know anyone who would be interested? So you're not asking them to buy from you, but you're asking for them to like say from their network. And sometimes they'll be like, oh, I'm interested in that. So other ways that can be really helpful are SEO and like Google. So SEO is search engine optimization. And a lot of people find me just from Googling career coach, women of color. Related to that is press. So I pitched a lot of people through HARO, help a reporter out. In the early days, like really aggressively pitched a lot. And then I got traction in one publication, which led to another publication. Then I was in Refinery. People still find me from my Refinery 29 article from like 2 years ago. And a bunch of other ones. Like I just had a Huffington Post piece come out on Monday about how to talk to people at work about what happened last Wednesday. So these are a couple different ways people can find you. So think about that. And then how's your product or service unique? This is another place where a lot of business owners of color feel like, how is my product unique? Like there's nothing unique about what I'm doing. Everything's been done before. Wrong. No one does what you do exactly how you do it. All right. So like, never forget that. Oh, I don't know how to fix it. Never forget that. And I'll say for me, like, yeah, no one has my energy and like hyper practical approach while also being like a super good listener. This is not very concise. Being concise is not one of my strong points, by the way, in case you didn't realize. And I get people results fast. I'm going to say I get women of color results fast. And like I have the lived experience in my career, and I can like really speak to women of color in a way that is like super specific and unique, is what I've been told. All right, so now I'm back. What questions do you have? Great, thanks for checking in, Prev. Thank you for the link, Michael. Women of Color Tech, great book. Wait, are you talking about Career Rehab? Or are you talking about a different book? I can't click on that link right now. I'm sorry. But yes, word of mouth is fantastic, and I do strongly believe in that. You kind of need a multi-pronged approach, though, to reach a lot of people, is the truth. But start in one place. Just start one place. Give it, like up to 3 months of like a real serious effort. And then I think like even just doing that in one area is going to get you results in another area. That's like totally what I experienced this fall when I was taking like a business sales course, and ended up earning like 20K more than I was projected to earn last year. It was wild. So anyways, I know we're out of time. I do want to tell you about one thing though, which is very exciting to me and like super related to what we were talking about today. So I alluded to in the fall how I did this course, a live course called Start Your Small Online Business. And it was amazing. Like it was so great. I love talking to women of color who want to like start their businesses and just take ownership over their revenue streams and like how they can support themselves. Financial liberation, we're all about it here. So I just loved being able to help people take their idea from like an idea to actual results. And like in the course, after just 1/3 of the course, one of the people in the course landed her first paid client, which was just like amazing. And then another one, about halfway through the course, did this pop-up shop and sold out everything that she was selling. So like clearly the course was getting people results. And a lot of people have asked me to like redo the course again since then, because it was only like one cohort of 20 some people. And like real talk again, we women of color are doing like 10 jobs at once, right? I'm doing a lot of different things. I'm building out my business. I'm scaling all sorts of things. I obviously like put my individual clients like first and foremost, but like also like there's just a lot that goes into building a business and running it well. So I was torn, right? I was like, okay, people are asking me to do this again and I want to, but I don't know. So here's what I've decided to do, and like give me some hearts or like claps in the what's it called, in the feed if you like this idea, and tell me in the chat. But the idea is this: turning my Start Your Online Business into an ebook course that you could take at any time. So it's not like a live thing where you have to sign up at a certain time and show up, but it's an ebook course that you can take that will walk you through everything that you need to do in order to launch or scale your business so that it's making the money that you want it to make for you. So tell me if you like that idea. But also, like, from doing the course in the fall, it was clear that having the interaction between the different members in that cohort was also key, and people could help coach each other. They could learn from each other, share resources, support each other's businesses, collaborate. Like, I feel like what I'm seeing now in the chat between Prev and Fanny, 100% love that. So in order to not have it just be an ebook course and like, hey, here, take it, you're on your own. Thank you for letting me know. It sounds really cool, LinkedIn user. But I'm going to offer like a hybrid. So there will be office hours where people can come who are in the course and ask me specific questions and talk about the blocks they're running into, the challenges they're seeing, strategize about stuff together, and still have that community component. So this is, oh, I should show you all. Okay, so this is my idea, is to do this ebook course now, and it'll be called Start Your Online Business Now, and have this ebook course. But like, here's the thing, it's a fuck ton of work to make this thing and make it really good and effective. And of course, I do like the office hours and stuff as well. So what I'm doing is I'm running like this special period of time from now until February 4th to see about pre-sales. So like, if you are interested in this, if you actually want this ebook course, like, you can pre-order it between now and February 4th, or buy it as a gift to a friend. And you can find this all, of course, on my website. If you go there and then go to the courses tab and then click the first square. If you want to do this, pre-order, and if I get 20 orders by February 4th, you know, and people actually want it, then I will create this thing and you'll have it in your hands by early March. But you know, if people aren't interested, like, cool, totally bless and release. I can understand that, you know, but this is like an example of failing fast and cheap. You know, I will refund all of your money if I don't get 20 orders, pre-orders that is, but do check this out if you're at all interested, and like, let me know, like, put in an order if you want to do this and like take your business to the next level. And I have here too, like, it's great for if you're pre-launch, if you are just starting your freelance work, monetizing creative work, or your own business in the last year, or if your business is over a year old, but you're not meeting your monthly revenue goals. This can help you whichever stage you're at. So check it out, read about it, and pre-order if you want. Tell your friends as well that this is happening. Thank you, Michael, for thinking it's a great idea. I really appreciate that. And, you know, just let me know if y'all are into it. If you're not digging it, cool. That is okay. But, you know, it was something that like really helped a lot of people in the first cohort. And I don't want to keep that knowledge like siloed within me. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Check that out at EmbraceChange.nyc under the courses tab. Buy it for yourself, buy it for a friend, and let me know by February 4th. So that is my special announcement. Also, last thing is, next time, I'm skipping next week, so we're not going to meet again until the 27th because next week is the inauguration. There's a lot going on. So next time, do you want me to talk about how to deal with underperforming coworkers? So I got a specific request. What to do if you have a coworker who is a woman of color, but who is like kind of really not doing a great job, like how to deal with that and not be like, feel like you're snitching on somebody or like backstabbing, but also they're not doing their job and it's affecting your work. So that's the first topic request. The second one is how to stop self-rejecting. So I posted about this on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and that post was like wildly popular. And then it caused all these people to like do things that they've been holding themselves back from in the past, which I fucking love. Thank you also, Michael, for like always sharing. Here, this is free content, y'all. Share this on your feeds. Today's discombobulated curriculum about entrepreneurship. But yeah, the more folks who join, like, the merrier, right? So the second topic is how to stop self-rejecting and like actually do the things that you rationally know that you should be doing or want to do, but emotionally like cannot get them in. So thank you, Prev, for voting for self-rejecting. Great. Let me know your other votes down there as we close out here. Where is, I don't know if you all are missing the sound effects that I normally have, but like it's having like really glitchy tech issues on my laptop, which is my makeshift soundboard. So let me know if I should also buy a soundboard, something I'm thinking of investing in. Keep your votes coming in. So yeah, I will see you next 2 Wednesdays from now, not next week, 2 Wednesdays from now on the 27th. Put it in your calendar. Please do keep connecting with each other. Give me those reactions in the chat if you are like finding this helpful or not. Click some emojis for me, please. And great. Thank you for voting, Michael. I got that. So far, it's neck and neck. We got a tie right here. So if somebody needs to break this tie. And yes, so I'm going to play us out with this, my theme song, which I fucking love. Whew. But keep connecting with each other. Message me if you need anything. I'm here to support you all. And I'll see you. Oh, that is wrong. That banner is wrong. Hold on. See you in 2 weeks. There we go. See you in 2 weeks. Let's hope things are a little less eventful between now and then. Oh my gosh, we are still neck and neck. First one and then second one. Oh wait, Sharon, hi. Hi, great to see you here. Where are the 2 topics? Here, we need a little more tie breaking. So underperforming coworker or stop self-rejecting. I mean, I'm gonna talk about both. It's just a matter of which you want me to talk about on the 27th. And I have a really exciting show idea coming up for February. Can't tell you yet because gotta have something secret still. But yes. Oh, and while you're voting, because we need a tie break still, don't forget tomorrow on Instagram, Thursday, 7 p.m. on Instagram Live, me and my friend Nikki Thomas are giving away for free 5 copies of my book, Don't Stay in Your Lane, The Career Change Guide for Women of Color. Great book and resource for anyone who wants to intentionally think about their career. Yeah, and the second half is all about like my entrepreneurial journey and like, all the mistakes I made, lessons learned, so that you can learn from them and not make those mistakes. All right, so thank you all for voting. Couple last seconds for you to enter your last votes, but yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Put it in your calendar. PM me on LinkedIn if you need anything, and I'll hopefully see you all on Instagram Live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, so you can receive some of my free books. Okay, bye. Thanks for coming. Oh, is that a hybrid? Oh, great question. What does the now launch quickly part of the course mean? Should we only sign up if we already decided on concrete business idea we want to turn into a business? No. So you can use this ebook course to plan your stuff out, and then repeatedly go back to it and like redo it as you refine your ideas. So honestly, I feel like you can never be more prepared. So I would say like invest in this now so you can get some things straight in your head. And also, I forgot to even say, if you pre-order, you get access to 3 months free of the office hours with me. Otherwise, that would have been an extra $50 add-on. So I would definitely buy it now because if anything, like the investment might go up. I mean, the investment is definitely going to go up after the pre-sale period. So you may as well just like get it cheap. You know what I'm saying? All right. Thank you all for coming. I'll see you in 2 weeks. PM me with any other questions. See you on the live. Bye on Instagram tomorrow, 7 p.m. Bye.